Today I wanted to post a video and talk about the energy that's happening. We all know that times are really strange and there are definitely some weird energies going on. I think there are a lot of things going on that people don't really know about, and I'm thinking that if you do know, it might explain a little bit some of the strange behaviors and feelings that you may be having with everything that's going on around you. You know, we live in the United States and we have incredible organizations and groups, people that are assigned to monitor situations that may be happening everywhere, and they just they don't share that information the way they should. That's something I would like to see changed in the future. We can change that. You know, complaining doesn't get you anywhere. Complaining is just complaining, and it gets everyone in a bad mood, gets them feeling bad. You do need to look at what's going on. Don't be like some people and stick your head in the sand and be like, oh, everything's okay, I don't see anything negative, like, kumbaya. You see something you don't like, figure out what it is, name it, and then call it. What are you gonna do to fix it? I think that's the best way to deal with it. What the fuck is going on with the sun? I'm looking at the sun and it just looks wrong. I mean, here I have a picture, you can look at it. I have never seen the sun look like this. I have a few shots of it, it was going down. I'm like, am I tripping? What is that? It has never looked like that. I'm just wondering if anyone else noticed the sun looking a little strange. I asked around and no one seemed to notice anything, but there may be some reasons for it. The sun is in the middle of a cycle. You may have heard about there are solar flares coming off of the sun. A lot of people have heard that part of it, and that is true. It has a lot to do with why we have this whole global warming thing going on, but we can't really call it global warming. It's not that we haven't contributed to the problems on the planet of pollution and everything, because we have. It really is the sun that's causing all these problems, because every other planet in our system is having the same thing. There's a pressure building up, and it's going to be throwing off some mass coronal ejections, is what they call them, CMEs. And you know, the Mayan calendar we were supposed to end our existence in December of 2012, and that didn't happen. But you know, in July of 2012, there was a CME. There were a couple of CMEs that came off at once. CMEs sweat. It's like the sun is heating up and it just, perspires and it, just flings off beads of sweat. Only the beads of sweat are plasma and they're really hot and radioactive, and they're the size of Mount Everest. So we had a couple of these flying at us in July of 2012. It was heading straight for the Earth, dead on. We all should have died that day. What's really interesting is that nothing was reported on that for many, many months. They knew it was coming. Everyone knew it was coming. They all just headed to their underground bunkers. Burned. We would have burned. The sky would have been blotted out with ash. We wouldn't have had any sun, and all the plants would die, and all the people would die, and they estimated that to be 6 months. But it would have been around December 22nd, 2012, which was on the Mayan calendar, said that we were all going to die. Civilization would have been over. And what's even more incredible is, how were we saved? Who diverted it? Well, it wasn't anyone on our planet, I can tell you that. Something ever so lightly bumped it. Bumped it just enough to send it away from us. But you want to know how close it was when it was bumped? It was in between us and the moon. It was in between the Earth and the moon when it was bumped and sent slightly off and away from us. That's how close it was. Awesome. And that's what happened. The government is going to take care of itself. The people, the 1% in the high positions and stuff, when it comes down to it, they have their underground bunkers, their food, they have places for their families. They're set. It doesn't matter if the entire planet is burning or having a nuclear disaster or whatever. They go underneath, they're set, they're living in a palace, and they come back up when it's all over and figure out what to do then. And they will leave you to fry. I don't know what decision I would make if I were in charge and I knew everyone were going to die. But I'm just letting you know the ones that they did make and will continue to make. When it comes down to it, we are all expendable. So when you're considering everything that's going on right now, you have to make choices about vaccinations and everything. I just want you to do it with your eyes wide open. Whatever you decide to do is your choice. It's a really important decision. You know, we've all had fantasies about what we think is going on here. Our entire government and all the people in charge, all the doctors and pharmacies and all the different organizations, the banking system, you all think everyone's pretty legit. Not so sure about that anymore, guys. A lot of people out there that would like to see you fry. You know, if they were so worried about protecting us and keeping toxins off of the shelves, they would not have Coca-Cola on the shelf where literally every ingredient is a carcinogen, and you can walk in there at any age as a child and buy 10 cases and walk out with it. So just think about it. Just think very carefully before you get that vaccination. That's all I have to say about that. We're here to talk about the sun. This ejection that I told you about, this coronal ejection, this is a normal thing. It happens all the time. These were some smaller ones. There's always a series of them. And is there a big one coming? Yeah, there's still a big one coming. No one seems to know about it. I want you to know about it because the energy, the cycles that we're going through right now are really affecting everything. It's not a coincidence that all the shit's coming down at the same time right now. We've got these huge natural cycles and the frequencies and the energies and all the stuff that plays out. It's doing it over and over and over throughout large cycles of time. They're written about in ancient texts, in the Bible, and all sorts of places you can find it. Everyone knows about it. Everyone knows it's coming. And yet, in this modern day, no one is talking about it to us. The nearest star to us, which is Proxima Centauri, we watch them go through their mass coronal ejection. We have had two that I know about. One was in 1987. It was a solar flare. It collapsed the Canadian power grid. It shifted by 8 degrees. 8 degrees is a lot. And then there was one in 1869, and it was called the Carrington event. Well, they only had a few telegraph wires. Those did catch on fire, but they were able to manage it and deal with this. This is the part that really is top secret. People are not supposed to be talking about this at all. There's a cloud, an energetic cloud that's out there in the galaxy, a galactic plasma cloud. And all of our organizations, they know it's there. They've been flying in and out of it and checking it out for quite some time. It comes in contact with us at the time that we have our mass coronal ejection. It's all kind of tied in together. And it is an extremely charged frequency, and it totally messes with your psyche in the hugest way when you pass into it. And we know this because there have been a lot of pilots that have been flying in and out of it, checking it out and seeing what happens. It is a major amplification to a level that you can't even imagine. We've never experienced anything like this in our lifetime. Massive. So why it's so important, I believe, is because you need to know where your head is. You need to know how together you are. You need to know where your alignment is, because once we go into that, if you don't have your shit together, you're not gonna be okay at all. People that are not grounded and balanced in themselves and centered, they lose their shit completely. You know, it's like the worst acid trip ever. This is really what's happening. You know, whatever, they have a really good base, they go into this energy and they're amplified and they bliss out. It simply, like I said, amplifies whatever you have going on, however you're feeling. Things are really unbalanced right now, and you know, we have all this time at home, and that's what everyone's saying you should do. You should meditate, pray, be introspective, look at your life, straighten out a few things. You know, you cannot always control what's happening outside of you. All you can do is control what's happening inside of you. This is true. But also realize it is true, because we are energetic beings, that, you know, we create our reality. We have collectively created this reality that we're not caring for so much right now. We've done it. We've done it not necessarily through intention. I want this horrible thing to happen, and I'm not saying that. I'm saying that through neglect and fear and all of these kinds of things, we've created this. Okay, we've all done it together, all of us. Knowledge is power. We all screwed up, right? We let it get out of control. Now we're paying for it. But all is not lost, because we're constantly creating our new reality, and that's great news. But how can you even play a game? How can you play a game and expect to win when you don't even know what the rules are? You know, it's like you're set up for failure. So that's why I think it's so important that everyone at least kind of have an idea of what's going on. so that when it comes, you won't be totally shocked. Now you can be listening to this going, this chick is crazy, I don't know what she's talking about. That's okay. If it sounds crazy to you, it's okay. I understand. I really do. But you know what? When this energetic cloud hits, if things are just getting really crazy, you feel like your skin's crawling, a piece of fiery debris comes flying and crashes into the planet, you will not panic because you've already heard it here. So that's what's going on. That's the important thing. So I want you to know that the sun is flaring like crazy. It's heating up the entire galaxy, not just our planet. I think it would be really great if they would tell people how much radiation is flying around right now. Every single person that I know over the age of 60 is covered in Band-Aids. They're having their entire face and head and body cut off. When I mentioned it, because they have no clue, they don't know. So stay out of the sun if you can, because it's really dangerous right now. Get back to nature and make yourself independent and sustainable as much as possible. Plant gardens, things like this. It's not a bad idea, because the cycle that we're going through right now, it's not just, well, something goes wrong, the government, makes you go in your house and, all the systems break down. That's true. That's only one part of it, though. There are all of these natural disaster things flying around, and they're not even planning for us. But, there's always a possibility that these things are going to happen. If not now, maybe 10, 20, 30 years in the future. They are going to happen. Things happen, right? And single ladies, that's my whole motto and our whole movement. You need to learn to take care of yourself. I started off just wanting to do my single ladies rock, getting women to stand up and be strong and independent, take care of themselves, but I realized we all need to do that on some level, because we're all in need of some guidance and some truth. But the sun is a major thing. This change in the frequency, and it's constantly shooting out radiation and electromagnetic crap. It's flinging at us all the time. So much of it that is really blowing out your central nervous system. If you feel all these different things, and you're just, something just feels, I hear people talking about it. People that, they don't know anything, they don't suspect anything, they think all this kind of talk is crazy. But yet it's eating away at them. They can feel it. They know something is wrong, so wrong on every level. Well, that's why. And I think it's better, you know this, you can go, oh, okay, I'm not crazy. It makes you feel better. Or you can calm down someone in your family when they're losing it. But now that I've had my say, if you get this message, look into it. If it sounds crazy and you want to toss it away, before you toss it away, at least look. Or mention it to your friends when you go to a cocktail party. Just mention it. Hey, I heard this. You guys know anything about it? Get it out there. Get this information circulating so that people will know, so they'll be prepared. You will literally save lives. This is the kind of stuff that makes people commit suicide, This kind of energetic stress can send people over the edge. And when you throw in the corona and you throw in all the other things that are going to be coming down, and some things are coming down, guys, in case you don't know, it's just too much. But when you know, you can logically put everything in alignment. It makes all the difference in the world. So that's why I'm making it. And I really hope it helps. I really hope that you guys take it to heart and know that this is a real thing. It's a real thing. And it's okay, because the great thing is, like anything, you go over the hill around it, you come out the other side, the sun's going to be shining and bright and amazing. It's an opportunity to reset everything. Our system has gone to shit. We have a lot of pollution. I'm not going to list all the negative things that we have going on. You guys know what they are. The great thing is, that's how you reset. You have to get all the shitty things out of the closet and clean it out and open up the space, and then you can breathe and smell the fresh air and say, look at my big, beautiful, clean closet. How do I want to rebuild it now? What do I want to keep? I threw away all the old rotten, nasty shit. Now I can rebuild it the way I want it to. Not just the closet. You can rebuild every level of your house, every level of your body, every level of your mind, every level of your being. And we can boom. When it's all gone and you have a clean space, you can rebuild quickly, because you're not tripping over the garbage. You're not tripping over negativity, dirt, and filth and nastiness, right? You have a big, clean, open space to work with, and that's fabulous. You can get things done quickly, and happily, and efficiently, and it's going to be awesome. Thank you for listening. This is my What the Fuck's Going On with the Sun lecture. If you see my next video, You don't want to miss it because this is going to be really interesting. I'm going to talk about consciousness, how every single thing in the universe has a consciousness, and to what degree it has consciousness. I promise you, most of you probably never heard this. It's going to blow your mind, and you need to know. You need to know the nature of reality. So anyway, I love you. I hope you're having a really amazing day.